Hey guys, just throwing this one up real quick. Mostly just to let you guys know, all those videos that I uploaded on Daily Motion are still there. They haven't gone anywhere. Probably not going anywhere unless they wind up deleted for whatever reason. So I'm gonna be posting links to them in the description down here after the one that I'm uploading right now uploads. Also, I'm gonna keep uploading, Kai videos there because so far I've been able to without anyone raising hell. And I mean, they're just little clips here and there. So for the most part, so yeah, I don't think anyone will make too terribly big a deal about it. But anyway, the one that I'm uploading right now is pretty much the entire fight with Goku, Piccolo, and Raditz, just because I'm sick of people making all kinds of claims about specifically this fight that frankly aren't true. There still people to this day who are claiming that they've removed all the cussing and all the blood from even the uncut version, which is like BS. Then you got the other people who go way too far and say that they've added swearing to this or that, even though there was still plenty in the Japanese version. There are some places where it appears in the Japanese that it doesn't appear in the English too, and vice versa. It was in there though. You got to realize that. But anyway, if you're mature enough to realize that, anyways. I mean, seriously, if with all the other stuff that's in there, if your biggest gripe's going to be a smidgen of some foul language, you got some issues. But that's all beside the point. But this scene I'm uploading simply because of the much maligned scene where Goku and Raditz die. People talking about how it's ruined now. I really don't see how. First of all, it's actually got more of a dramatic build-up this time around because the acting is just so vastly improved. It really has, and the script. Second of all, people are throwing a fit because they say, "Oh, there's no blood at all." There's blood. There is in fact blood. And there is in fact pools of blood under them when they're dead. You know. Are there fountains of blood gushing out from their mouths and whatnot now after they get drilled? No. Is there a big gaping hole there? No. And frankly, I find it a bit more realistic that there wouldn't be. I think I covered this once before, but I'm just gonna lay this down separately. And there are a few reasons for that. Number one, main reason they changed it is because the rules did change a little bit to what can be on TV in order to make sure that they could have it on TV during the normal time slot instead of having to do some sort of late night thing. They did have to tone specifically that scene down because it was a bit over the top. I mean, they get a giant gaping hole drilled through him. There's blood gushing out of it, blood flying out of Raditz's mouth. I mean, there was almost enough blood there that, oh, jeez. There was, it was kind of exaggerated the amount of blood that was there. It's somewhat normal in certain anime, but but they had to do that. But second of all, the way they did it, it's how they did it that I find most impressive because it's actually a bit more realistic to what would happen with an injury like that. Because first and foremost, you get impaled by something, you're going to have massive bruising around that area, which is what you can see on Goku. Second of all, when you do get a bunch of searing hot energy coursing through you, it would in fact cause burns as well. That burn would cause partial cauterization, which would mean that the bleeding would definitely slow, if not stop. However, blood would continue to build up in the lungs and in the organs that had been damaged, and, it just wouldn't be spewing out of the holes, so to speak, at least nowhere near as quickly, or in as great a volume. So, to me, that actually is a bit more realistic. But in the end, it's still, frankly, just as effective as it ever was, unless you get off on seeing fountains of blood go flying out of someone's mouth every time they speak. It's what they've actually done with Kai is the violence is still there. It's still just as intense. It's just a bit more realistic. I mean, seriously, when you get punched in the gut so freaking hard that blood goes flying out, which happened frequently in the old version of the show, that's usually indicative of massive internal injury. Um, and frankly, there are only a few times that anyone ever got hit that hard to make that evident. So, I mean, bile, puke, vomit, whatever you want to call it, flying out, that's actually realistic. There are cases, though, in some extremely hard hits where blood does, in fact, fly out, and that's because this person just got severely freaking hurt. A good example of where it did happen in the manga, as opposed to frequently happening in the anime, because it actually didn't happen nearly as often in the manga, was Vegeta. When Vegeta fought Buu on the Kai planet, he got slammed obscenely hard in the stomach by Buu. He couldn't move. He was clutching his side. That time there was blood flying out, and that's because, and he acted like he got hurt. You know, it's surreal that way. But anyway, the point is, I'm gonna upload it. You're gonna see for yourselves whether or not it's just so horrible now. I really don't know what else to say about this specific topic. I'm doing it mostly because people keep asking me about it. You're gonna see it for yourself when it's up and ready. I frankly am not really caring about Gohan's voice. He actually sounds like a kid now. So, you know, you want to whine about that, go ahead. You know, be upset about the kid sounding like the kid, whatever, I don't care. And I will see you guys later.